Welcome to Our Darlingtown, the podcast where we explore the heart and soul of Darlington through its local independent businesses and the people that make it special. I'm James Carver.
I'm Henry Carver, and we're here to shine a spotlight on our beloved town. Join us as we sit down with the passionate local people to delve into their stories and uncover the unique contributions they make to our community and to find out about the town where we live.
Get ready to be inspired by the people and stories that make Darlington truly special.
You get tattoos.
I'm sure I bet you somebody somewhere has got their A number tattoo. Whether it would work or not, I'm not sure. It's shorter distance. It's just 2K, so it's one lap of the park. Although some children do run the equivalent of at least 5 laps when they're chasing squirrels. And equally, to keep dogs on short leads, on kind of leads, so that when you take a corner, the dog doesn't go and take everybody else out. So kind of to keep a dog on a lead is great. It's a great way for dogs to exercise as well as humans. No finish time for the dog.
Welcome back to Our Darlingtown. Now, normally I'm joined by my co-host and brother James, but unfortunately he's injured his back this week. So today you've just got me behind the mic, I'm afraid. This week we're talking about one of Darlington's best community events. Every Saturday morning at 9 a.m, hundreds of people gather in South Park for Darlington's Parkrun, a free weekly 5K where people can run, jog, which is the same thing, walk or volunteer. It's become a huge part of the town's community, and helping make it all happen is today's guest. I'm delighted to welcome the director of Darlington South Park Parkrun, Phillipa Burns. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you.
Good.
How are you?
Good. Yeah, very well, thank you.
Good.
I touched on the fact that I'm flying solo, so this is a first for myself and a first for yourself being on a podcast. So we're doing it together. So if I can start with the first question, which is obvious, how did you get to get involved with the Darlington Parkrun in the first place?
Well, my involvement kind of goes back some years. I'm involved in both the 5K parkrun and the junior parkrun on Sundays, which is kind of the big one for me. So I first got involved when I started running in 2016. I ran the 5K event and then just started to do a little bit of volunteering. And then the year after, or maybe the year after that, 2018, we started work to bring a junior parkrun to Darlington. So my involvement is across all.
Fab. So have you always been keen runner?
No.
No? So how did that begin?
When I turned 40, which was quite some years ago now, I decided that I needed to make some changes to my life. So I started to run. Mm-hmm. And the running was literally 10 metres, 20 metres, 30 metres. And then when I got a bit more confident, I went along to parkrun. And I ran my first parkrun in May 2016 with the help of a couple of work colleagues who were regular park runners. I'd never come across parkrun before, ever. Couldn't quite believe that all of these people came to the park and ran, and the support was incredible. So my kind of lifestyle was very different. I was quite significantly overweight at that time. And I started to run and feel the benefit of outdoors, and parkrun was a massive part of that. So I wanted to kind of help with that, help other people, and help children. So and hence the junior.
Give back to the community. And we'll certainly get on to the junior parkrun shortly. Tell us a bit more about the history of parkrun. How did it all begin? Tell us what you know.
Well, parkrun started a number of years ago now by Paul Sinton Hewitt, who I think got a few people together in a park in Bushey to run round.
In where?
Bushey in Hertfordshire.
Right, okay. Never heard of it.
And they ran, and then it became a momentum, and it built up, and it moved to other parks. Other people got hold of the idea kind of under Paul's stewardship and guidance, really, and it took off, and now it's a worldwide phenomenon. Because it's simply people who want to run or walk. Yeah. Walking's a huge part of parkrun. We have park walkers now, as well as, runners, people who specifically come to walk and are guided by walkers to get outside. 5K can take you 15 minutes. It can take you an hour and 15 minutes. It doesn't matter, really.
Yeah, and well, you've just touched on there quite a discrepancy between sort of first place and last place, but it really doesn't matter. No. It's not about that.
There'll always be somebody. There will always be somebody there at the back, a tail walker, a volunteer. Yeah. So nobody will ever be last. Yeah. Because there's always a tail walker, and there are always people to help cheer you over the line when you've finished, regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. And talk us through, for someone who hasn't been to parkrun before, talk us through what happens in the morning.
So in the morning, if you are volunteering, you kind of come along a little bit earlier. We have volunteers that help set up the parkrun because we need to kind of put cordons in place and barriers and finish lines and things. But if you're a regular runner, what you need to do is register. So go to parkrun.co.uk, sign up, and you can register there to get a barcode and an A number, an athlete number, because everyone's an athlete really, aren't they?
Absolutely.
And it's that barcode that helps us register your time and helps you understand where you've come in the run. And once you've got that first time, you can then build on that, or perhaps get your fastest walking time or your fastest running time, or go for your PB, or run with friends or support somebody. Every month at the Darlington run, we have pacers if people want to kind of help, get a faster time. But getting your A number is the key, really, because it's that number that we use to, when we start the timers at the start of the run, it's that number that you get when you cross the line for the third time in Darlington on the 5K parkrun, or just the once on the 2K. It's that number that we use to marry your time to the position that you finished.
Yeah, so you're given a position token, is that right?
Yeah.
So you hand it into someone with a scanner.
Yep.
As well as your barcode, and then they marry the two together.
Yeah. And
It's
in the olden days, we used to do it with devices, but now we do it on phones, so it's pretty instant.
Yeah, I remember in the olden days printing off a sheet of barcodes and printing it out and laminating it and all the rest of it.
And now you can do it on your phone. You can get them as QR codes on your watch.
Can you really?
You can get.
Can you get
tags.
tattoos?
I'm sure I bet you somebody
somewhere
somewhere has got their A number tattoo. Whether it would work or not, I'm not sure. But wristbands, all sorts of things. So there's no excuse not to have your barcode, because if you don't bring your barcode, you don't get a result, and everyone wants a result.
Yeah, and what is it about this event specifically that makes it so special as a community event?
I think for everybody that is part of Parkrun in Darlington and beyond, I think if you are not a runner, you can volunteer. If you are coming back from injury, you can volunteer. If you want to be around other people, you can volunteer. If you want to run, you can run. The cafe in South Park is a good meeting place for people afterwards. If you might have had a really rubbish week at work, or you might not have seen somebody, or you've kind of missing friends and family, you'll be guaranteed a warm welcome in South Park by regulars, by people. The atmosphere is really good. It's not for everybody. Some people are kind of solitude runners. When I train for a long run, I quite like to run with a friend or kind of go out on my own. I don't want to run with 400 other people, but on some days I really want to run with 400 other people. So the opportunity to get from parkrun what you want from it will always be there, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. And it is a beautiful location as well, isn't it?
The park's stunning. I mean, the park team and the South Park volunteers keep the park impeccable, and it makes it a beautiful place to run. Yeah. Busy, but beautiful.
Yeah. So it kicks off at 9 a.m.
It does.
On the dot.
It does.
You're quite regimented.
We are, because all parkruns start at the same time, because the important thing to remember, and I do go on about this a lot, is it is run by volunteers. Yeah. So I think it's important that we do ask people just to pop along. If you've come in for the first time, we do a first timers briefing just to help people understand how we work. So that's always at 10 to 9. Yeah. And then there's a run brief by whoever is the run director that day at 5 to 9. And that's simply just to remind people things like, please park courteously around the park. Please don't push into one another. Please hand your barcode in at the end. Please remember that there are people running for the first time, sometimes the last time, and we sometimes do announcements about people in the running community, or might be somebody's birthday, or somebody might be getting married, and we celebrate parkrun milestones as well. So we do a big shout out for that. So it's just part of the event, really. Yeah. And then at 9 o'clock, people run off, and then from 10 o'clock, people are at home. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And the roads, and I live nearby, and I see lots of people all navigating their way towards it. Yeah. And it's just a great sort of sense of Well, it's an event. It is an event every single week.
Yeah.
Tell us about Sunday mornings. What's the difference there?
So Sunday mornings for me are the kind of they're really what it's all about, because that for me. So in 2018, I think it was, although that COVID period afterwards has blurred all the years into one, hasn't it? But 2018, I think it was, we started to realise that because Darlington's got such a kind of vibrant running community, and it's got phenomenal running clubs and social running groups and people who are out and about. And because of its location, there's lots of fantastic places to run. That parkrun itself is aimed at people over the age of 11.
Mm-hmm.
So you can run 5K if you are under 11, but it's a big distance to start with if you're not a runner. So the junior parkrun is aimed at kind of, I guess, piquing interest in running for children and young people who might want to be outside or might want to complement another sporting activity. So junior parkrun is aimed at those children who are age 4 to 14. So there is a crossover period there. It's shorter distance. It's just 2K, so it's one lap of the park. Although some children do run the equivalent of at least 5 laps when they're chasing squirrels and distracted by the birds or kind of, wanting to get to the cafe quicker. But so the 2K run is one lap. Same principle, same barcode principle. The route is slightly different because we do it in one. So it takes in some of the pond and it takes in a little bit more of the park. But the crucial thing about the Sunday run, the junior park run, is just about getting children outside. I mean, we've had some phenomenally gifted children run who are now representing county and country at running.
Amazing.
But it's just about being outside. And the atmosphere is different. We do a fun warm-up. We do children who reach milestones at junior park run get wristbands, and they all, they really want to work to get those wristbands. So they come along same time, 9 o'clock, run round the park. Most children are finished within half an hour, but it doesn't matter if you're not finished within half an hour. And then most, come rain, shine, winter, spring, get an ice cream afterwards from the cafe.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's great for the cafe, obviously.
It's great. Yeah, it's really great. Yeah.
Tell us about the milestones. I'm right in thinking that for the sort of the senior park run, for want of a better phrase, it's done on the amounts of park runs you've done.
It is.
Whereas the juniors accumulate distance.
They do accumulate distance. So it still works on the numbers that you've run, but we measure it in kind of, you have done 11 park runs, and therefore that is the same distance as a half marathon.
Amazing.
So they think, quite rightly, I've run a half marathon.
Yeah.
And we do a half marathon distance, a marathon distance, an ultra marathon distance, and when they reach 100, they get a 100 wristband.
Wow.
And we've had a few at Darlington that have reached 100. So it's really good.
I mean, needless to say, there's been countless amount of inspirational stories. Any stories that anyone that has touched the community? I know there was obviously recently there's one that's ongoing now, isn't there?
For the junior park run.
Just no, the main park run.
Yeah, I mean we've had people be huge parts of park run and the running community who are no longer with us, and we've got people in the running community at the moment who are kind of fighting cancer, and the swell of love and respect for those people. I'm thinking particularly at the moment about my good friend Gary Reid, who's a phenomenal part of this community. We organised, or Paul Cook and others organised, a run for Gary in the park that followed the junior park run a few weeks ago, actually. And it just goes to show how running and the running community brings people together. Paul and Gary and Jeff and others raised about £20,000 through that run for Macmillan Cancer. And we were able to kind of talk to people about running and kind of what it meant for people. And so, the running community in Darlington is like nothing else. And it's super welcoming as well.
Absolutely. Let's talk numbers. I mentioned in my introduction sort of hundreds of people, a week.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's factual. I mean,
factual.
what's the sort of the average
So I
attendance?
would say on the Saturday park run, kind of where I'm, you mentioned I was a member of the core team for that run. We get on average probably 420 people a week, I would say. Some weeks it really spikes. Christmas Day, off the chart. We always do one on Christmas Day, regardless of whether or not it's on a Saturday. Wow. So New Year's Day, the same. We always do one on New Year's Day. So lots of people kind of come out at Christmas. We get a lot of visitors at Christmas as well, because obviously people who are visiting family may park run where they live, and they come along and park run with us. So that's great. So we've had more than 500, more than 600 people before.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Herding cats, that one. For
Yeah.
sure. But, and junior, on a Sunday, our course record is about 148, I think.
Wow.
But, it's 148 children running rather than being on an Xbox, isn't it, really?
Absolutely right. Yeah, in front of cartoons and what have you. No,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it is
Incredible
hundreds.
number.
You're quite right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Someone's listening to this and they're thinking, I'm not a runner, it's not for me.
Doesn't matter.
Tell them. Tell them why.
It
Tell them
doesn't
why.
matter, because if you want to be a runner, there's probably no better place to start. So if you fancy having a go, if you simply want to be around other people, you can come along and volunteer, sign up in the same way through the Parkrun website. If you've had a go at running and some years ago and miss it, come back to it through Parkrun. If you have a child that is showing interest in running, bring them along on a Sunday. Go on a Saturday with them, but the Sunday distance is shorter. Adults can run on a Sunday, right? I don't want anybody to be put off by the fact the part of the junior park run is about a child's independence. The course is so well marshalled, nobody can get lost. Might climb a tree or two, but nobody can get lost because of the number of marshals that we have around the course. So adults don't need to run with children, but if they want to, they can certainly run, but they don't get a time because they're not under 14. But people can come along and run with children on a Sunday without a problem.
Yeah.
But for getting back into running or giving it a go or kind of testing yourself or understanding how long it would take you to do 5K, just come along. And we also have on Saturdays, as I've said, park walkers. So they are volunteers that wear a blue park walking bib. They walk at different paces. Yep. So some will walk, pretty quickly, speed walk with them. Go for a walk before you try and run it, but just come along and try.
Yeah, absolutely right. And if I had several children and one was in a pram, for example, am I able to run around with?
You are.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to come on a Saturday, you can run with prams, you can run with dogs. We just ask that kind of people stay closer to the back to start with prams, just so that the people can kind of get through the start funnel, if you like. Yeah. And equally, to keep dogs on short leads, on kind of leads, so that when you take a corner, the dog doesn't go and take everybody else out. No. So kind of to keep a dog on a lead is great. It's a great way for dogs to exercise as well as humans.
Completely. I think
no finish time for the dog, though.
No, I think it might improve my PB significantly if I brought my dog.
I think many people.
He would just be gone.
So yeah, and we've also had wheelchair participants as well. So people will know we have regular runners who might push their family members in wheelchairs. We've had junior park runners in wheelchairs. So parkrun is open to everybody. Mm-hmm. There are hilly parts, as everybody knows, in South Park, the infamous Squirrel Hill. But if you want to push a pushchair up there, be my guest.
Feel free, absolutely. Right, be honest on this question. Do you secretly judge people who sprint the first 200 metres and then regret it?
No.
Do you have a little giggle to yourself?
Never.
I said be honest.
I do look at some people sometimes. I've been a runner, although interestingly, I've not done hundreds of park runs at all, because I mainly, volunteer at the park run. Being a runner who's a member of a running club and has had the benefit of being coached by some really talented running coaches, I do look at people and think, well, you'll regret that by the time you get to the show field, around the corner.
Yep.
But I think most people do come along and sensibly, use it to kind of have a run out and test themselves. I've seen a few people be sick though. I've cleared up a few bits of piles of sick in my time over the past 10 years. Yeah.
Oh dear, well done. That goes beyond the call of duty, surely.
Yeah, definitely.
You must have quite a loud voice if you're doing everything at the beginning.
We do have a PA system, which is great to kind of help along. But yeah, what we tend to do is kind of make all the announcements and use our kind of social media channels to get messages out there. Yeah. The community is good at kind of sharing messages. But yes, we do. The volunteer team are a kind of crew of people with different skills. I'll say that much.
Okay. And you can obviously Facebook page is the main place to go.
Yeah. So we have a website which is through the Parkrun UK has a website, and all of the parkruns that are affiliated kind of have their own page on there. So that's Darlington South Park or South Park Juniors, and both have a Facebook page too.
Superb. Couple of quick fire questions.
Yeah.
PB or just enjoy the run?
Enjoy the run.
Run, jog or volunteer?
Run, jog, volunteer.
All of them?
Yeah.
Favourite part of South Park to run through?
For me personally?
Absolutely.
For me personally, it's going past Harry's Corner, whether Harry's there or not. So Harry is one of our regular volunteers and phenomenal runner, and people will know Harry, I'm sure, from Darlington Park Run. So we affectionately call the corner where Harry stands Harry's Corner, which is near the bandstand. Interesting fact about Harry is he's run every single Great North Run ever. So he's one of very few people that have done that. And he takes his own watch and he shouts times out from the minute the runners start, so that people know their time as they go past Harry on the third lap and whether they're on for a PB or not. So when I run past Harry's Corner on any of my own runs, park run or not, I think Harry would be saying, "Come on, Pipster, you can do this."
Brilliant.
So, yeah, Harry's Corner.
Brilliant. Tea, coffee, or I'll add ice cream after the park run?
Coffee.
Music while running, and this doesn't necessarily mean at the park run, but generally speaking, music while running or no music?
Podcasts.
Podcasts. Well, what a good...
Like I made it up,
Like
but it's the truth. Yeah.
Brilliant. Hardest part of a 5K, the start, middle or last K?
Start. I think the start of any run is the hardest. Yep. Any run. Yeah.
It's probably the hardest part. I know this is a cliche. It's putting your trainers on in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Once you've done that.
The first mile is always awful of a 5K, a 10K, a 10 mile marathon, anything hard.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
The last mile of a marathon is equally vile, but the first mile is awful.
Yeah, because your mind's sort of like switching off.
Yeah.
You're thinking, oh, well, I'm nearly there, and your body just starts reacting to the effects of said run.
Yeah.
One word to describe park run.
Welcoming.
Perfect. One last question.
Yeah.
And then we'll wrap things up. When you stand there at 9 a.m. and see everyone gathered at the start line, what is going through your mind?
Enjoy it, please.
Yeah. Do you feel a sense of pressure that if they don't enjoy it, you think?
Not anymore. I think I've got something like 360 volunteer appearances now. So I would think for the first couple of 100 maybe. But I think Saturday, I want people to kind of just really enjoy being out, and, people might know me from parkrun, and I always say, okay, you've earned your gin and tonic now, or you've earned your glass of wine or your ice cream or whatever. I think the Saturday is very different. Sunday, I feel for the children, for the junior parkrun, I feel that we are really able to getting children outside is a massive part of what I want to do. So I suppose it's a bit of pride really on a Sunday. Saturday, I just want people to enjoy it and feel the love for running. I love running, but and if parkrun helps people to love running, great. I hate it sometimes too, but if parkrun helps people do that, then fantastic. But Sunday, for children, there's definitely a sense of pride there for sure.
Superb. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
And if you are listening to this and you think, or you've never been to Darlington Park Run, whether or not it's taking your kids along to the juniors on the Sunday, or indeed, getting your trainers on a Saturday morning, whether or not that's to volunteer or indeed to take part, this could be your sign.
Hope so.
Fingers crossed. Philippa, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.